In the primordial mists where realms converged, a monstrous prophecy began to slowly unfold, threatening the very foundations of the divine world. From the shadowy depths of Jotunheim, born of Loki's cunning and Angrboda's dark magic, emerged a being of immense power. This was Fenrir, the colossal wolf, a ravenous terror whose very existence promised destruction and an unyielding doom. He was one of 3 terrifying siblings, alongside the world serpent Jormungandr and the enigmatic queen Hel, ruler of the underworld. The Norns, weavers of destiny, had spoken in hushed, ominous tones, revealing a grim future for the gods of Asgard. They foretold Fenrir's insatiable hunger would one day consume the greatest of them, the All-Father Odin himself, in the twilight of the gods.
Such a chilling pronouncement could not be ignored by the Aesir, guardians of cosmic order, who now faced an unprecedented existential threat. They observed the wolf's terrifying growth, each passing day adding to his immense stature and his increasingly menacing predatory gaze. He grew with alarming speed, his jaws capable of crushing mountains, his howls echoing through the very fabric of the 9 realms. The Aesir, led by Odin, summoned Fenrir to Asgard, hoping to contain the burgeoning threat within their own divine realm. Only Tyr, the brave and honorable god of war, possessed the courage to approach Fenrir, offering him food and companionship. Yet even Tyr could not quell the primal fear Fenrir inspired, a fear that gnawed at the hearts of every single god. The gods soon realized Fenrir's immense power transcended mere physical strength. It was a force of nature, untamed and boundless. They resolved to bind him, devising a plan to trick the wolf into accepting what seemed like a simple challenge of his might. Their first attempt involved Leidingr, a chain of prodigious strength forged from the heaviest iron and imbued with powerful enchantments. They presented it to Fenrir as a test, daring him to break the mighty links, appealing to his growing pride and his undeniable prowess. Fenrir surveyed the chain with a calculating stare, sensing no immediate danger, confident in the raw power surging through his massive form. With a single explosive heave, he flexed his mighty muscles, and Leidingr, though forged for giants, snapped like brittle twine.
The sound of its shattering reverberated through Asgard, a stark testament to Fenrir's unchecked power and the gods' growing apprehension. A shiver of unease ran through the Aesir. Their first effort had failed spectacularly, leaving them more vulnerable than ever before. Undeterred, yet increasingly desperate, they crafted Dromi, a chain twice as strong as Leidingr, meticulously wrought with greater artistry. Again, they challenged Fenrir, hoping to exhaust his colossal strength, or perhaps lull him into a false sense of security regarding their intentions. The wolf, by now enjoying the game, allowed himself to be bound once more, his eyes gleaming with a mixture of amusement and latent fury. He stretched his massive limbs, tested the new confines, and then, with a roar that shook the very roots of the world tree, he broke Dromi. The second chain lay in shattered fragments around him, proof that no earthly or Asgardian metal could ever truly hold this primal force. The gods were now consumed by profound fear, understanding the dire implications of Fenrir's burgeoning, limitless strength. His very existence threatened their dominion, and the chilling prophecy of Odin's demise loomed ever larger over their luminous halls. They knew a conventional solution would simply not suffice. A new, unconventional approach was absolutely required to subdue this monstrous entity. In their growing despair, the Aesir turned to the Dark Elves, the Dwargar, master artisans of Svartalfheim, renowned for their unparalleled skill. They commanded the dwarves to forge a binding that would defy all known laws of physics and the very nature of creation itself. The dwarves, in their hidden mountain forges, set about their impossible task, gathering components from the most improbable of sources. They sought the roots of a mountain which possessed no earthly foundation, drawing strength from the boundless depths beneath the realms. Next, they gathered the sound of a cat's footsteps, an ethereal whisper, silent and unseen, yet present in the subtle movements of the world. Then came the beard of a woman, a mythological absurdity representing the unmanifested, the things that simply do not exist in reality. They also procured the breath of a fish, a fleeting wisp of life drawn from the silent depths of primordial, unfathomable oceans. The sinews of a bear were woven into the binding, not for strength, but for their symbolic connection to raw, untamed, savage power. Finally, the spittle of a bird, a fragile, ephemeral substance, completed the list of impossible, fantastical ingredients for this unique creation. From these 6 mystical elements, woven with ancient magic and dark artistry, emerged Gleipnir, the deceptively delicate, silken ribbon. It appeared lighter than air, thinner than a spider's web, yet contained a power more profound than any chain known throughout the cosmos. Gleipnir was not a physical restraint in the conventional sense, but a magical, unbreakable bond designed to transcend mere brute force. The gods brought Gleipnir to Fenrir, who now resided on the desolate island of Lyngvi, nestled within the vast dark waters of Lake Amsvartnir. They approached him with feigned joviality, again challenging him to break this seemingly fragile silken ribbon, belittling its appearance. Fenrir's keen senses immediately perceived the deception. The ribbon felt different, carrying an unfamiliar, unsettling magical aura. He eyed the shimmering band with deep suspicion, his massive head cocked, knowing this was no ordinary test of strength as before. "You have played this game twice now," Fenrir growled, his voice a guttural rumble that echoed across the desolate, wind-swept island. "This slender thread looks weak indeed, yet I sense a powerful sorcery woven within its deceptively harmless, shimmering fibers." He declared he would only allow himself to be bound if one of the Aesir placed a hand in his mouth as a pledge of their good faith. A stunned silence fell upon the assembly. No god dared to meet his demand, knowing the terrifying consequence of Fenrir's bite. Then Tyr, the valiant god, stepped forward, his resolve unwavering, embodying the very essence of courage and self-sacrifice. He bravely extended his right hand, placing it deep within Fenrir's gaping, cavernous maw, fulfilling the wolf's chilling. Fenrir strained and thrashed, testing the ribbon, expecting it to snap like the others, but Gleipnir held firm, unyielding to his immense power. The more he struggled, the tighter Gleipnir coiled, its magical bonds drawing taut, crushing him with an invisible, indomitable force. The gods laughed in relief and triumph, witnessing their cunning plan finally succeed, though their hearts were heavy with the cost. Fenrir, realizing he had been tricked, his rage boiling over, clamped his powerful jaws shut, severing Tyr's hand from his forearm. A gasp of horror escaped the gods. followed by a somber silence as Tyr stood, resolute, his severed limb a testament to their victory. Fenrir howled in furious protest, his roar a lamentation of betrayal, echoing across the desolate, windswept ancient landscape. The gods then took Gleipnir's end and threaded it through a massive rock named Gjöll, anchoring it deep within the earth's core. They drove a vast stone slab, Thwiti, further into the ground, securing the bond and ensuring Fenrir's inescapable, eternal imprisonment. Fenrir continued to struggle, his rage unyielding, attempting to bite the gods who had so cruelly and cunningly betrayed his trust. To prevent his vicious attacks, a sword was thrust into his mouth, its hilt propping open his fearsome jaws, silencing his desperate, guttural cries.
From his open maw, ceaseless drool began to flow, forming the mighty river Van, its waters eternally reflecting his unending fury. Fenrir remained chained, a symbol of primal power subdued by cunning. Yet his fate was merely postponed, not truly averted forever. His growls would rumble deep beneath the earth for ages, a constant reminder of the binding, a dark promise of future destruction. Yet the prophecy foretold an ultimate release, an inevitable moment when even Gleipnir's magical bonds would finally yield to his power. At Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods, Fenrir will break free, his fury unleashed upon the world in a cataclysmic, terrifying surge. He will stride across the scorched earth, his monstrous jaws gaping so wide that his lower jaw scrapes the ground, his upper jaw scrapes the sky.
The very air will crackle with his unbridled rage as he hunts down the Allfather, fulfilling the ancient, chilling, unyielding prophecy. Fenrir is destined to devour Odin, bringing about the end of the chief god, a horrifying climax to the great cosmic drama. But Odin's son, Vidar, the silent god, will then step forward, wearing a boot made from the scraps of all shoes ever made. Vidar will avenge his father, planting his foot on Fenrir's lower jaw and tearing apart the mighty wolf's monstrous, fearsome mouth. Thus the cycle will conclude, the destroyer of the Allfather himself destroyed, leaving behind a world reborn from fire and flood.